Good morning, everybody. So this is the first time that I'm actually going on Instagram Live and Facebook Live at the same time. So I have no idea how it's going. Hopefully you can all see me. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm Erin. So I'm so excited to be bringing you, sorry, I'm trying to talk to my phone and my computer. So excited to be bringing you power yoga this morning. Hi, Alex. So welcome to my home studio, which is my bedroom right now. So today we're going to work on an all-level, full-body power yoga class. You don't need any props except, good morning, except for your yoga mat. I like blankets. Okay, good, Alex. Thank you. I like a blanket to sit on just to elevate my hips up, but you don't need one. If you have one, that's great. You don't need any props as far as blocks unless you feel you need one. If you have it at home and you have a hard time reaching the floor, then of course you can grab one if you need it. So we're going to focus full body. If you have not practiced yoga before, don't worry, I'm going to talk you through everything. Most important thing that I really want you to focus on is making sure that you're breathing. Obviously, I can't see any of you. I can only see myself. So I'm not going to be able to see if there's something that needs to be tweaked. So I'm going to talk you through all of the important things for safety to keep you safe and hopefully help you just stretch out and feel good and de-stress. If there's anything that we do that does not work for your body, that it hurts, it's uncomfortable, and your body is really resisting it, don't do it. Do something else. Stop what you're doing. The most important thing with yoga is it's going to be challenging, probably. But it should make you feel good. It should make you, feel, just de-stressed and happy and calm. So if there's any resistance in your body as far as pressure, pain, any numbing and tingling, that sensations, that's your body's way of saying, stop what you're doing. This isn't working. So again, honor your body. If there's any issues, stop and, just listen to you, right? If you just need to just watch this first before you actually practice to see what we're going to go through, that's fine too, right? The Instagram Live will be up for 24 hours. The Facebook group, you're going to have this on the group, so you can visit it as many times as you would like. So we're going to start seated. So you can turn your mat in any direction. I just have mine this way, so that way you are going to be able to see what I'm doing, because if I'm facing you the whole time, you're not going to have any idea. So we're going to start in a comfortable seat. Right, so again, I like to sit on a blanket. You don't have to. And again, you can bring your legs however you would like. You can sit cross-legged, bottoms of the feet together, legs out. Alex, if you want to do a straddle, because I know how much you love seated straddles, you can always do that. So we're going to find a nice long straight spine. Lift the shoulders up, back, and down. And then we're going to begin just with opening the palms up on your legs. So the reason why we do this is it's a calming gesture, and it also means that you're open to receive. So you're being open to just receive healing and nurturing and anything that you need this morning. So just begin to close your eyes. Just begin to bring your attention to the sound of your breath. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths in through your nose. And nice, long, slow, deep breaths out your nose if you're able to. And if you're congested at all and you need to exhale out your mouth, of course, please feel free to do that. So as we inhale, really trying to bring that breath all the way down to the base of the lungs, filling through the middle and the upper lungs. And as we exhale, just softening through the upper lungs, the middle, and then all the way down to the base of the belly. And just allowing yourself this time to just take care of you. And life is kind of upside down right now. So the more we can take care of ourselves and keep ourselves healthy, not just physically, but mentally, right, the better we're going to be as we continue to roll through the unknown. I think one of the biggest lessons that most of us are learning right now is that we have absolutely no control over outside circumstances. But something that we do have control over is how we show up. And so we can take care of ourselves and be proactive and be calm and try to help. Or we can be reactive and explode and attack. So the choice is up to us. So I would just ask you this morning to really think about, how do you want to show up today and tomorrow? Not just for your families, or your coworkers, or strangers, but how do you want to show up for you? What's going to make you feel best about you? Taking 2 more nice big deep breaths in. Exhaling completely. And at the end of the next exhale, just gently, just beginning to blink your eyes open. We'll bring the palms to the heart. Just gently bow your head. Take a big deep breath into your heart center. Exhaling out your mouth. 2 more times. Big deep breath in. Exhaling out your mouth. Just 1 more time. Big deep breath in. Big deep breath out. And then again, just bringing your breath back to normal, in and out through the nose. We'll release your hands, and we're going to start standing at the top of your mat. Right, so again, if you have a blanket, you can just move it to the side. If you need any cushion for your knees and you have a blanket, you can always put it halfway down your mat. If you have a block or a book, if you have a hard time reaching the floor, you can just bring it towards the top of your mat. That way you can grab it when you need it. Coming to the top of your mat, we'll bring the feet underneath your hips, standing nice and tall in your mountain pose. And lift the shoulders up, back, and down. Soften through the front of the heart, right? So we don't want to pop the rib cage forward. And then lengthen your tailbone down towards the earth. Roll the palms open so the shoulders relax down away from the ears. And we're going to begin with just simply lifting your toes. So pressing down to the 4 corners of your feet. So it's below your big toes, pinky toes, and both sides of your heels. And we'll begin to drop your pinky toes down, your second toe down, your third toe down, your fourth toe down, and then lastly, your big toe down. So the goal is to really ground down through those 4 corners of the feet. Right? So below big toe, pinky toe, and both sides of your heels. So we're going to begin with Sun Salutation A. We'll take a nice big deep breath and reach the arms up. Exhale, slowly fold forward. You can bend your knees as much as you need to. Fingertips will come to the floor or front of the shins. Inhale, lengthening your spine. Draw the belly in. Crown of the head moves forward. Tailbone moves back. Exhale, slowly fold. So for this first one, we're going to take it back to down dog first, just to kind of get a good stretch. All right, so stepping back through plank, we'll lift the hips up. Roll the shoulders from the ears, plant your palms. You want to have your hands like little starfish. Middle fingers are going to point up towards the top of your mat. Extending through the spine however you can. Keep your belly pulled in, shoulders roll away from the ears. And the the heels are going to press energetically towards the earth. So the heels don't need to come down. Right? We just want them energetically lengthening, so that way you're lengthening through the back of the body. You take one more nice big deep breath in. Exhaling completely. Now on your inhale, look to the hands, bend the knees, exhale, just walking it up to the top of your mat, coming back to your standing forward fold. Fingertips again will come to the floor, front of the shins. Inhale, lengthening your spine. Exhale, gently fold, press into your feet. Inhale, roll the spine all the way up, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. So moving on. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, gently folding forward. Inhale, lengthening your spine, plant your palms. Exhale, step back into a plank. So high plank or knees down, low plank. On your exhale, hug your elbows in and slowly lower all the way down to the earth. Unflip your toes, shoulders roll back, elbows hug in towards your waist. On your inhale, draw the shoulder blades together, open your heart, cobra pose, gazes forward. Exhale, slowly release, curl your toes. Inhale, back to plank, so on the knees or full. Exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. So 3 breaths here. Nice long deep breaths in. Big deep breaths out. Right? Thinking about the outside of your underarms rolling inward towards your heart center. That's going to broaden your upper back. And then take a look at your feet. Make sure that you can't see your heels. We want the heels to disappear behind the fronts of the ankles. That's how we know that the femur bone's not rotating. Now on your next inhale, look to the hands, bend the knees, exhale, walking it up to the top of the mat. Of course, if you like to jump, you can always jump. I walk. Inhale, lengthening your spine. Exhale, gently fold, press into the feet. Inhale, roll the spine all the way up, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, reaching it up. Exhale, slowly fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine, plant the palms. Exhale, step again back through your plank. Exhale, lower. Unflip your toes. Inhale, roll the heart open, cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, back to your plank, top of a push-up. Exhaling it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, look to the hands, bend the knees. Exhale, stepping it back up, top of the mat. Inhale, lengthening your spine. Exhale, gently fold, press back into the feet. Inhale, roll your spine up, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. So one more like this. Inhale, reaching it up. Exhale, gently fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Plant the palms. Exhale, step back to plank and lower. Inhale, roll the heart open. Make sure there's no pressure in your back. Exhale, release. Inhale, back to your plank. Exhaling it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, look to the hands, bend the knees. Exhale, stepping it back, top of the mat. Inhale, lengthening your spine. Exhale, gently fold, press back into your feet. Inhale, roll the spine all the way up, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale, sweep the arms up. I'm going to turn to face you so you can see what we're doing. As we exhale, just take one arm down, one arm reaches, little half moon. Inhale, sweeping the arms up, soften the front of the chest. Exhale, other side. Good, one more time, each direction. Inhaling it up. Exhale, back to your first side. Inhaling it up. Exhale, second side. Inhaling up. Exhale, slowly fold. Inhale, lengthening your spine. Exhale, step back to your plank and slowly lower. Inhale, rolling your heart open, cobra pose. And you can do up dog if you'd like. Exhale, release. Inhale to your plank. Exhale, lifting your hips, downward facing dog. Right, and if at any point downward facing dog doesn't work for you, you can always lower the knees, unflip your toes, and bring the hips to the heels for child's pose. Right? If you're not a fan of child's pose, but you don't want to do down dog, you can always do what's called downward puppy, which is a cross between the two. So you would lower onto the knees, keep the hips up, press the hips towards the heels, and then walk the hands forward, dropping your head. Right, so it's a combination of the two poses. Right, again, just honor your body and just know that I am a guide for you, but I want you to do what feels best for you. Now on your inhale, look to the hands, bend the knees, exhale, stepping it back up, top of the mat. Inhale, lengthening your spine. Exhale, gently fold, press back into your feet. Inhale, roll the spine all the way up, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. So we're going to come back to those half moons. Inhale, sweeping the arms out. Exhale, one arm drops, one arm reaches. Inhaling up. Exhale, other side. One more time, each direction. Inhaling up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come all the way up again. Belly is nice and strong. Exhale, slowly begin to fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. So we're going to hang out right here for a moment and just begin to bend your knees. And when you're bending your knees, you want to make sure that the kneecaps are level with one another so that one knee isn't pulling forward. All right, roll the shoulders away from the ears and then begin to pull the belly in. So you're really lengthening out of your back. So I want you to think about your back being a table. And you want to try to bring it as extended as you can. Right? It's just going to really get into your lower back and stretch it out. Right? So you can hang out right here, bring your gaze down, or we'll begin to inhale, roll the shoulders from the ears, and as you exhale, extending the arms out to the side. This is called airplane. Right? So if extending the arms out like an airplane doesn't work, you can always bend your elbows and do a little cactus arms. Right? You can take the hands to the floor or even take the hands to the thighs. You take one more big deep breath in. Complete exhale out. Now pressing into the feet. Inhale, sweep all the way up nice and slow. Exhale, gently fold. Inhale, lengthening your spine. Plant the palms. Exhale, step back to your plank and lower. Inhale, roll your heart open, cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale to plank. And we'll exhale it back, downward facing dog. Now on your inhale, we'll begin to take just your right leg. Lift your right leg up, bend your knee, open your hip, pull your belly in, flex your right foot. On your exhale, begin to square the hips. Pull that right knee in towards your chest. And we'll step that right foot between the center of the hands. Right, so high or low lunge. So we want to have that right knee and ankle in a nice straight line. Back knee can be lifted or dropped down. So if you're tired or lunges are not your favorite, right? Again, taking that back knee down is totally fine. If you have that back knee lifted, do it like you mean it. Press your heel back, engage the quad, engage the belly, lengthen out through the hamstring. So again, we want to have that leg straight if you're going to lift. Taking that left hand underneath your left shoulder. On your inhale, begin to roll that right shoulder back. Right arm will extend up, coming into lunge with twist. If it's uncomfortable to have that arm up, you can always roll the shoulder back and bring the hand to the back of your hip. Just turn the palm up so it'll keep your shoulder safe. So just remember, when I'm not saying anything, you have to remember to keep breathing. Breathing is the only thing that's not optional. Now on your inhale, slowly begin to release that right hand. Step back to plank. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, rolling your heart open, cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale to your plank. Exhaling it back, downward facing dog. Same thing other side. Inhale, left leg is going to lift, and then you open the hip. Exhale, left foot steps forward. Right, so again, left knee and ankle in a straight line. If your foot doesn't come forward on its own, grab it and help it. Again, right knee can be up or down. If it's up, press the heel back so you're really lengthening out of the leg. Right hand is going to come underneath that right shoulder. Inhale, roll the left shoulder back. Left arm extends, coming into your lunge with twist on the other side. Again, just breathing. And if it doesn't work to have that top arm up, just roll the shoulder back and bring the hand to the back of the hip. And you can look up. You can look down. You can just look to the side. Just making sure that your neck is always comfortable. And one more big deep breath in. Exhaling completely. Inhale, unwinding. Step it back to plank. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, opening your heart, cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, back to plank. We'll exhale it back, downward facing dog. Right, and if at any point you start feeling too warm, exhale out your mouth. It's going to help get some of that internal heat that you're building out. And of course, if you need water at any point, grab water. Now on your next inhale, we'll begin to lift that right leg up again, bend the knee, open the hip. On your exhale, stepping that right foot forward, we're going to spin out your left foot. So with your left foot, the heel presses back, toes are slightly angled inward. That right knee and ankle will be in a straight line. That right heel to left heel will line up, or the right heel to the left arch. We want to make sure before we do anything that that left foot is very, very grounded and that you're not rolling inward or outward. And if you find that you're rolling inward or outward, step your foot in. It just means that you're too wide. Right? So really press down through the pinky toe of your left side. Taking your left hand. Inhale, begin to windmill yourself up and open, coming into warrior two. Right, so right finger, left middle finger will extend away from one another. We want to have that right knee and ankle still in a straight line. And I want you to look at the center of your kneecap. Make sure that it's moving towards your second and third toe. Because if your knee is moving inward or it's moving outward, that's a rotation in your hip that's going to cause you problems over time. Right, so just making sure that your stability is strong, that your alignment is safe. Then we're going to begin to bring the gaze over that right middle finger. Lengthen the tailbone down. Lengthen through the belly, so the belly is engaged. Keeping the legs exactly the same. On your inhale, begin to flip that right palm up. As you exhale, tipping back, left hand is going to draw back, right arm is going to reach up and open, right? So again, the legs are in the same position. You might find that the legs want to straighten and go with you. But for now, we want to really ground down and create stability in the hip and then really get in to the hips. Right? Reverse dancer warrior. Now on the inhale, coming back into your warrior two, straightening that right leg. And we're going to pivot all 10 toes towards me, making sure the feet are parallel to the side edges of your mat. We're going to take the hands to the hips for a standing wide straddle. If you feel like your feet are too wide, just heel toe your feet in so you're not so wide. And pull the belly in. Make sure that your hip bones are level with one another because sometimes it's hard to tell. Roll the shoulders back and draw that belly in. Soften through the heart so we're not popping the chest open. Take a big deep breath in. Press down into the feet. Lengthen the spine up. And then exhale, hinge forward into a standing wide straddle. We'll begin to release the hands to the floor. So if it's hard to reach the floor, right, just bend your knees. Totally fine. Right, so the wonderful thing about yoga is we all look totally different because our bodies are different. Even if we all have 2 arms, 2 legs, and a spine, we all move so differently. The other thing to remember is there doesn't have to be rules. The only rule is moving your body safely and being careful with your body. So if you take care of your body will thank you for it. And now we'll take the fingertips underneath your shoulders. Take a big deep breath and lengthen your spine. Exhale. Think of the crown of the head gently moving down. Don't worry about trying to get your head to the floor. We're just energetically moving it down, lengthening through your hamstrings, up where your hamstrings come up into your glutes, right? Engaging your inner thighs, allowing the back to soften and release. And take a nice big deep breath and lengthen the spine. Keep that belly in. Now as you exhale, we're going to walk hand over hand towards your left foot. So we're just going to do that same sequence on the other side. So bending into your left leg. So left knee and ankle will be in a straight line. Left heel to right heel or left heel to right arch. Draw the shoulders down. Engage the feet. Again, check that right foot here. Make sure that you're not rolling inward or outward. Relax the shoulders from the ears. Pull the belly button in. Take a big deep breath in. Slowly lifting up with that right arm. And then exhale, coming into warrior two. Right, so middle fingers extend away from middle fingers. So here I want you to think about having a big yoga ball between your thighs. Squeeze it in. So you're really activating in through the thighs, and that's going to help build strength inside the pelvic floor, which is an area most people don't think about until A, you're pregnant, or you're aging. Right? We want to keep those pelvic floor muscles strong. And I'm beginning to flip that left hand up. Take a big deep breath in. Left arm reaches up, right arm drops back. Reverse dancer warrior. And softening through the shoulders and staying strong in your pose, but soft. Right? So we don't want to be rigid. Right? Think about if you were a jellyfish. Right? You want to move fluidly. Now take a nice big deep breath in, coming back into your warrior two, straightening that left leg. And again, all 10 toes are going to move towards me. Feet are parallel to the sides of your mat. Okay, so we're going to take a twist here from the standing wide straddle position. So I'm going to give you a bunch of different options, and I want you to pick what works best for you. Okay, so first option is to inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, you're going to come down about halfway. And then take the right hand underneath your chin. Make sure you slightly tuck your chin in to protect your neck and lengthen through the back of the neck. Okay? And then you're just going to begin to roll that left shoulder back. The left arm will extend. All right, so that's going to be your first option. So every inhale, you'll come to center. Every exhale, you'll open to the other side. Okay? Your next option is to come into a deeper fold. Right? And here, you're going to take your right hand towards to your left foot or ankle. Okay. You'll begin to inhale, lengthen your spine, roll the left shoulder back. The left arm will extend. Right. So every breath, you inhale to the center and you exhale to the other side. Right. If neither of those seem like they're a good idea for your body this morning, you can simply hang. And so remember, you're either coming halfway, rotating, so every inhale draws you to the center, every exhale opens you up. Okay. A little bit deeper. Making sure you're breathing, or again, neither of those, just taking a fold. So we're going to do one more twist each side. And once you come back to the center, gently take a fold. We'll begin to inhale, walk hand over hand towards your right foot, spin yourself all the way forward, and then step back into downward facing dog. And taking child's pose if you need it. On your inhale, slowly rolling forward into your plank, top of a push-up. Exhale, elbows hug in, slowly lower. Unflip your toes. Inhale, draw the heart open, cobra. Exhale, slowly release. Curl your toes. Inhale, coming back into your plank. We'll exhale it back to downward facing dog, taking 3 nice, long, deep breaths here. Now on your next inhale, we're going to lead with the left leg. So we'll inhale, left leg is going to lift up. Bend the knee, open the hip. As you exhale, square the hips. Hug that left knee in towards your chest. Left foot is going to step forward between the hands. From here, we're going to bend into your right knee and just take a little hop, stepping your right foot in as much as you need to get your right foot completely flat. Right? So it's really not a set, step your feet in 3 feet or 5 feet or whatever. It really depends on how tall you are. Also, the length of your torso. So what I want you to think about before we do anything, this is called pyramid pose, is we want to have that right knee straight, kneecap very soft. We don't want to lock into the knees. Okay? Your back leg is also straight. Again, kneecap is always soft. Your back foot can be completely turned forward, or you can have the foot slightly angled. Either one is fine. What I want you to think about is, can you square your hip bones forward towards the top of your mat? Do you feel if that left hip is popping out, right? So if you feel like you're going to bang somebody with your butt, right, gently pull the hip back. Right? We want to square the hips as best as we can. Right? If you're not sure, take your hands to your hips. You'll feel if one hip is pulling up. So here you want to feel how that left hip draws back and that right hip gently draws forward. And once you have that set up, we're going to begin to pull the belly in. Take a big deep breath in, lengthen your spine, press down into the feet, and then exhale, rise all the way up. So again, just to start, we'll take the hands to the hips, left hip draws back, right hip gently moves forward. Then we're going to come into a chest expansion. So this is pyramid pose. We'll add a chest expansion to stretch your neck, your shoulders, and your mid-back. If you have any issues with your shoulders, instead of a chest expansion, you might want to just grab hands to forearms or even hands to opposite wrists. So I want you to pay attention to which pinky finger is on the outside, because we're going to switch when we switch our legs. Now on your inhale, again, belly is in, soften the front of the heart, roll the shoulders back, bring the shoulder blades in towards one another, and then see if you can extend the knuckles down. But keep the hands soft. And imagine that you have a cute little fuzzy baby chick in your palm. Don't smush your chick. So your gaze is forward. Right, so think about your legs being like scissors here. So you want to have them really, really stable. Again, you can always step that back foot in if you feel too wide. Right? If you're not stable here, adding on is not going to work. Right, so you can stay here if this is what's really working for you. Otherwise, we'll take a nice big deep breath in. Lengthen the spine up so you're opening the front of the heart, gaze is up, belly is still strong. And then as we exhale, begin to hinge forward. Extend the arms back behind you instead of lifting them up. And you're just going to begin to fold however you can fold. Any depth is fine. You'll find where your hamstrings say no more. If it's at all uncomfortable, bend into your front knee. It's totally fine. Right? Just draw the chin slightly down so you're lengthening through the back of the neck, not putting any pressure on your skull. Now on the inhale, we'll begin to release the hands to your tailbone. And then as you exhale, take the hands to the floor, gently folding the chest over your legs. So you can stay right here if this is working for you. Otherwise, we're going to take it into a little bit of balance. So beginning to press onto your left foot, bend your left knee. We'll begin to inhale, start to lift that right foot up, come up on the tippy toes, and then flex your right foot as soon as it starts to lift. We want to have very strong, active right leg. On your inhale, begin to lift that right leg up, so you're opening up the hip. Right? So I want you to imagine that you have a wall to the left side of you. Try to slowly and gently tuck that left hip in so that right hip can lift up and open. Hands will stay on the floor, and we'll begin to fold the chest over your left leg. So this is called standing 3-point. So again, the belly is in. Shoulders are relaxing away from the ears. Right foot is flexed. Press down into that left foot. Take one more big deep breath in. Exhale completely. On your inhale, begin to square the hips. We'll step that right foot all the way back. On your inhale, lifting the hips up, we'll begin to spin and walk hand over hand towards this long side of your mat, and then we're just going to take a walk all the way around towards the right foot. Step that left foot in, and we'll just go same thing on the other side. So again, right foot is turned forward, left foot is forward or slightly angled, folding the chest over the leg, softening through that right knee. Left leg is straight, kneecap is soft. Right hip pulls back here, left hip gently comes forward. Okay. And for most of us, we are tighter on one side of the body than the other. Okay. So don't try to get yourself to the same place, doesn't matter. And all that matters is you're opening your body how your body naturally opens without force. Now pressing into the feet. Take a nice big deep breath and lengthen your spine. Again, gaze is down, finding the stability. You take the hands to the hips. Take a nice big deep breath in, press down into the feet. Exhale, slowly rising up. And again, so the knees are soft, legs are straight, right hip pulls back, left hip gently comes forward. And we're going to clasp your hands the other way, which technically, if you don't typically switch your hands, is what I would just refer to as the weird way, because we're habitual people. Right? So when you clasp all the time with one hand, it's comfortable. You switch hands, it feels really weird. And so again, just do your best. Taking that opposite pinky on top. Soften the front of the chest, press down into the feet. Inhale, roll the shoulders down, belly is strong. Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades in, knuckles down. Again, don't smush the palms. We don't want to put pressure on the wrists. Here we want to open through the shoulders, the upper arms, the upper back. Staying right here if this is working best for you. Or we'll inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hinging forward. Again, soften into that right knee if you find that right leg is locking. We're going to fold as far as you can fold, extending the arms back behind you instead of trying to lift up. So we're moving the shoulders away from the ears. Draw the chin ever so slightly in so you feel length at the base of the top of the neck where the back of the skull is. And if you start to find that right hip is popping out, think about sending your tailbone straight back towards the back of your mat. Now on your inhale, begin to release the hands. Exhale, take the hands to the floor and gently fold. Pyramid pose. So again, you can stay right here if this is working for you. Otherwise, we'll take it to our standing 3-point on the other side. And so begin to inhale, lengthen your spine. Again, belly is strong, fingers are on the floor. Press into that right foot, lifting that left foot, flex that left foot. And again, test your balance. Make sure that right side of your hip and your butt do not pop out. Inhale, start to sweep that left leg up. Exhale, square the shoulders, folding over that right leg. Right, so left hip is opening. Right hip is gently pulling under, creating a base of stability. Again, And softening into the shoulders, gaze is down towards your right foot. Belly is strong and active. You take one more big deep breath in. Exhaling completely. Now as you inhale next time, soften into that right knee. We'll begin to square the hips, floating that left foot down. Left foot is going to come up to the top of your mat to meet your right. Fingertips again will come to the floor, front of the shins. Inhale, lengthening your spine. Exhale, gently fold. Press into the feet. Inhale, roll the spine all the way up, sweep the arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lengthening the spine, plant the palms. Exhale, step back to your plank. Gently lower. Unflip the toes, roll the shoulders back. Inhale, opening your heart. Exhale, gently fold. Curl the toes, inhale to plank. Exhaling it back to your final downward facing dog of the morning. And just take a scan through your body. See how you're feeling. See what still might need a little bit of attention. And on your inhale, look to the hands, bend the knees. Exhale, stepping it back to the top of the mat one more time. So I'm going to give you a couple of different options here depending on where you're at right now. So your first option is going to be what we did in the beginning, which was your airplane pose. So you'll inhale, lengthen your spine, bend your knees evenly. So we're lengthening out of the spine, kneecaps are level. Fingers can stay on the floor, the thighs. Out to the sides like little airplanes, can bring your gaze down or into those cactus arms. Yeah. So if you have any issues with your knees at all, that's a great place to stay. Ignore me for a second. Great. So otherwise, we're going to come into a squat. So squats, deep squats, I don't really recommend it if you have any issues with your knees because knees are sensitive and it's a joint, right? So again, stay in airplane if you have any knee issues. Okay. Otherwise, we're going to walk your feet out. So your feet are a little wider than your hips. Toes can stay forward or angle out. So here's the thing with squats. You can either do them or you can't. Right? They're really black and white. So if you can't keep your heels down and you squat and the heels come up, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Totally safe as long as there's no pressure on your knees or your hips. Okay. So I'll take a nice big deep breath in, lengthen the spine again, belly is strong. I want you to imagine a weight on your tailbone, and you're going to slowly, 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 slowly pull your tailbone down. Okay, so we're lengthening, we're not dropping. There's two totally different things. Okay, so again, if your heels are flat, great. If your toes are turned out, great. If your heels are up, great. As long as you're feeling fine, that's what we care about. Okay. If you're okay, we're going to take the hands together and bring the hands to your heart. Bring the gaze down and just take a couple of nice deep breaths. Okay. Into, it's called Garland Pose, which is a squat. So if you're in your squat, you're going to hold for another moment. If you are in the airplane, any variation, okay, for you, I'm going to have you lift up onto your toes and then come on down and have a seat. If you are in your squat, we want to release the hands, use the hands to help you. Take the hands behind you and as gently as you can, drop your sitting bones down. If you slip and you plop, that is okay. That happens to all of us. Right, so we're going to sit nice and tall. Bring the bottoms of your feet together, rolling your sitting bones open. Right, so don't worry how close the feet are in towards you. What we're really focused on is opening the hips and softening through the knees. So we're not trying to smush those heels in. We're trying to find stability, opening through the hips, and then taking the outside of your feet together. Okay, so hands will come onto the legs. Again, slightly draw the chin in. Take a big deep breath in, lengthen your spine up. As you exhale, I want you to think about lengthening forward and then slowly beginning to fold there into Goddess Pose. Softening through your shoulders. Taking one more nice big deep breath in. Exhaling completely. On the inhale, begin to roll your spine up. We'll draw the knees in. And I'm going to have you scooch a little bit more towards the front of your mat, keeping your knees bent. So we're going to take what I call the scenic route to lowering down, which just means I'm going to have you lower down slow. So if you have your hair in a ponytail, I definitely would recommend taking it out or, I really recommend taking it out because we're going to come into bridge pose and having a ponytail in can disrupt the alignment of your neck. Right? So keeping the feet down, we want to lift the sitting bones up and then find the flattest part of your sitting bones. Right? So your spine is nice and long. I want you to imagine a yoga block or a thick book between your knees. We're going to squeeze them in. You don't want the knees to touch, but we want to engage the inner thighs. Taking the fingertips lightly to the front of your knees. Okay, on your inhale, lengthen the spine. Don't pull the heart forward though. Okay, so girls, try to tuck your heart in a little bit, right? So you're not arching your spine. And then bring that belly button into your spine. Draw the shoulders down. Take a nice big deep breath in. See if you can release your hands. And take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, slowly see if you can hinge backwards ever so slightly. So this is a modified variation of what's called boat pose. Right? So our feet are down, but we're training the inner thighs to engage here to help build strength in that pelvic floor, the lower belly, which is going to help build strength in your back. Okay? So if you're getting trembles, good, it means you're doing it right. Right? Trembles in the belly. Any issues and pain in the back, lift yourself up and just hang out here instead. Right? We never want to have back pain or neck pain when we're doing ab work. Okay. Take one more big deep breath in here. Exhale. See if you can hinge back ever so slightly. So again, here, you might notice that you really feel your tailbone pressing down into the earth, but keep the spine long. And knees are hugging in so they're not flopping out to the side. Take one more big deep breath in. Exhaling completely, soften the shoulders. Okay, now we'll inhale, slowly lift up ever so slightly. We're going to begin to round your back, tuck your chin in, and then exhale, slowly roll back, hug the knees into the chest, and we'll gently rock side to side or forward and back. Whatever works best for you. Then very, very slowly, we're going to begin to bring your feet to the floor, one at a time. And just use your hands to check and make sure that your heels are even with one another so that you don't have one heel pulling back further than the other. All right, so we're going to come into a little bridge pose, which again, I'm going to give you some options so you can pick what really, really works for you this morning. Okay, so we want to have the kneecaps moving energetically on a forward angle. So again, we don't want the knees to flip open, right? This is not about flexibility. This is about opening and creating space. So relaxing through your back, we'll take the palms and gently drop the palms next to your body, palms down. Roll the shoulders down, pull the belly in. Imagine that you have a belt on and that somebody's going to come grab you by your belt buckle. Right? So as we inhale, we pull the belly in, press the spine down. So that creates a little pelvic tilt. Now, as you exhale, slowly start to lift your hips. Okay, so again, bridge pose does not have to be high. Okay, number one thing with bridge or any back bend is you don't want to turn your head. So you want to keep your gaze up. So if you need to see these options that I'm going to show you, if you don't understand what they are verbally because you haven't done them, right? Stop what you're doing, sit up and just watch for a second and then you can rejoin, right? We don't want to turn our head in a back bend. Right, so press down into the feet. So this is your first stopping place. All right, just relax through the front of the hips, releasing your lower back. Okay, soften your glutes here and use the inner thigh, so the inner thigh squeeze in. Right, so that's going to be your first option. Your second option, we press into the feet, slowly lift your hips higher. So here the glutes will start to engage, but we don't want the glutes doing all the work. We want the inner thighs engaging, the belly engaging, the hips lifting, and the glutes supporting. Okay, so again, this is your next option. Your last option is to add the chest expansion, which brings you into a deeper range of motion, which again may or may not be appropriate. For that, you're going to begin to inhale, roll one shoulder under at a time, and see if you can clasp your hands. Draw the shoulders away from the ears, press down into the back of the arms, lifting the heart. Again, kneecaps move forward. And I want you to think about ascending and descending energy, right? So we ascend through the spine, down to the legs, to the knees, and then we descend from the kneecaps down to the floor, right? So think of a rainbow. You're gently ascending and descending. Take one more big deep breath in. Exhaling deeply. As you begin your next inhale, if your shoulders are rolled under, gently unroll them, release your hands, and then we'll begin to roll the spine down from the top to the bottom, so your tailbone releases last. And then begin to bring the knees in one at a time, pressing the spine flat, roll the shoulders down, and we'll just gently begin to rock side to side or forward and back. And we'll gently begin to reopen the arms out to the sides like the letter T, and gently begin to drop the knees towards your right, relaxing your shoulders down. And on your inhale, slowly begin to bring the knees back to the center. We'll exhale, dropping to the other side. And on your inhale, we'll gently draw the knees back into the center. Give yourself a good hug. Now we'll begin to press the feet gently to the floor. And you can stay right here, just letting the arms drop open, coming into relaxation. So you can stay here, knees bent. You can stretch out your legs. You can sit if you're most comfortable sitting. But just take a moment and just begin to settle in. Close your eyes and just begin to bring the attention back to your breath. Taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths in through your nose and exhaling out your nose or your mouth, whichever works best for you. Softening your facial muscles. Just relaxing through your neck and your shoulders. Softening down your arms, into your hands and your fingertips. Just letting go. Relaxing your spine from the very top all the way to the very bottom. Just allowing your heart, your rib cage, your belly and your hips to just melt into the earth. Relaxing your upper legs, your knees, your lower legs, calves, ankles, feet, all the way down to the tips of your toes. Just letting your whole body just be completely supported by the earth. Just giving yourself permission to let go of whatever you know you need to let go of. Breathing in peace, calm, and love. And just exhale, just allowing yourself to let go. Beginning to bring the attention back to your physical body. Beginning to bring some slow and gentle wiggles to your fingers and your toes. Gently beginning to bring some movements back to your arms and your legs. Just very, very gently. Beginning to draw the knees in towards your chest. Just rocking side to side or forward and back, whatever feels best for you. And then taking your time, just beginning to make your way back to a comfortable seat, sitting up nice and tall. And one more time this morning, just finding a nice long straight spine. We'll bring the palms together again, thumbs into the heart, elbows softened by the rib cage. So we're going to take 3 more fallout breaths, which was the breathing technique that we did to start. So take a big deep breath in through your nose, exhaling out your mouth, and big deep breath in, big deep breath out. One more time, big deep breath in, big deep breath out. Just beginning to bring your breathing back to normal. And taking your thumbs between your eyebrows for peaceful, calming thoughts. To the lips for words of truth and kindness. And then back to your heart for unconditional love. Always to yourself first, and then spreading to all you love. Well, thank you so much for joining me this morning. Namaste. So thank you guys. Thank you for welcoming me into the SPENGA community. I hope that you found this class helpful. So Instagram, it will be on for 24 hours, and on the Facebook page, it's going to stay there so you can revisit it anytime. So I'll be back on Thursday morning, 8 o'clock. So if there's anything that you need, any body areas you need worked on, and anything that you would like me to know, or any way that I can help you, let me know. You can shoot me a private message. You can comment on the Facebook page. So just know I'm here to support you and help you in any way that I can. So I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Bye.